went off on us. He backflipped in front of my face, gave me the peace sign. So it was only right that I gave him the peace sign right back to him. At this moment, it felt amazing to be able to do that. Not even gonna lie.
Oh, I'm so happy for him. Skip, did you have a problem with Winfield getting a taunting penalty here?
Shannon, I loved it, and in this instance, I completely condone it. Usually I'd say no way. I'd be the first one to say, what are you thinking? And by the way, we talked about they got 3 penalties. I've forgotten about that when they had 4 for 39, but that's 15 right there.
Right,
that's the 4th and the last one. Obviously, the game had been decided.
Yes, it's over at that point.
And as I kept telling you last week, I felt like the entire Bucs season turned around with that backflip, if we could see that again, because this backflip came on the 17-0 touchdown 10 weeks ago on this very same field. And he had gone off, as you know, for 203 yards receiving in the first quarter. Impossibly great. And last night, they got even with him. They held him to 0 receiving yards in the first quarter last night. He got a few here and there later in the game. Nothing that mattered.
Empty calorie yards, Skip. You know I don't count those.
So, to me, if you trace back to the backflip, their whole season changed because over the last 3 quarters of that game, 10 weeks ago, on that same field, November 29th, on Thanksgiving weekend, Tom Brady threw for 313 in the last 3 quarters. You can say they're empty calorie garbage yards, but he got them all the way back to 27-24. And if the defense had gotten him the ball back, I believe he would have won that game because he was on fire in the 4th quarter with a 75-yard touchdown drive and a 73-yard touchdown drive.
Right.
The defense fell back slowly but surely into cover 2, and they started saying, nope, we're not going to come after him anymore. We're just going to play the pass.
Right.
And as you pointed out, late in the 2nd quarter, Shaq Barrett finally got loose, and he blindsided Mahomes into a fumble that kind of saved the game at that point because they looked like they were about to go in for 24-0 at that point, remember? And yet, to me, Tampa figured out Kansas City over the last 3 quarters. Oh, we can do this to get that. We can do this on offense, we can do this on defense, and we can play with these guys. So whatever good vibes they had off 27-24 loss began to reverberate through the back half of the season, or the last part of the season, because remember, they had the latest bye week in the whole NFL, week 13. And this is a brand new team in the middle of a pandemic. Great things happened in that bye week. I believe that Tom Brady sat down with Bruce Arians and said, hey, coach, you got to lay off me publicly. It's just not fair to me. And it doesn't help us because you're undercutting my leadership ability, because when you blast me publicly, the team's saying, oh, I don't know, is he the GOAT or is he washed up, right? And so Arians became good cop from that point forward. And then from that moment on, from the backflip on, they played nothing but great football because they won out. They won all the rest of their games.
Skip, for me, I didn't have a problem with it either, and you know it's coming. You know it's coming. So whatever if you play somebody in the regular season and you play them again in the playoffs, if you beat them in the regular season, whatever you said in your press conference, whatever you've done, Skip, remember last year when Tennessee beat Baltimore? What did the guy get up there and do? The Mark Ingram thing. Big trust, the guy that's coming to the stage, D. Henry, King Henry. If you got a problem, the best running back in football, you got a problem with that, come see me.
All right.
So you know that's coming, Skip. I wanted to tell Tyreek, when he did what I did on the sideline, says, come help these people, that was in 1996. That was against the Patriots. We lost in the divisional round to Jacksonville.
You should have let him know that.
That was the very year. It was too late, Skip. He had already done it.
So when did your phone call come?
That happened in the regular season.
At what point?
Probably like week 7, week 8 in New England.
Somewhere mid-season at New England.
Kind of like that.
Okay, and you said on your phone call what?
I said, we need, the Patriots need Mr. President, can you see in the National Guard? Because the Patriots need as much help as they can get, because we're killing them. And you know, it took off like wildfire. Skip, that's what happened.
Okay, and so Tyreek borrowed your...
Yeah, he borrowed, but I don't know if he really... Obviously, he didn't know that it didn't end up so well for us. But next year we went up, so maybe next year they go back and repeat. But Skip, I agree with you. I don't have a problem with it. You knew it was coming. If they was going to win, so whatever you said in your press conference, whatever you did on the field, I'm surprised if they'd had somebody that could have backflipped, I'm sure they would have turned the backflip.
Who can do that? Not many.
I was thinking AB might be the only guy.
Maybe.
But I'm afraid that, at this juncture, he might not be able to do it. But that's just how it goes, Skip. That's how it goes. Hey, now you see everybody doing Steph Curry shimmy when they hit a three, or they do it. So that's a part of the territory, comes with the territory. I don't have a problem with it. But Tyreek knew it was going to come, and you're going to see more of it.
Yep.
But the question I have, Skip, moving forward, is that the blueprint to how you stop Mahomes? Is that you play cover two? Because they don't have a guy that can run the football. You feel very comfortable being able to stop their run and say, we're not giving you anything cheap or deep, and we're going to make you nickel and dime your way, and can we get pressure? The question is, how effective is Eric Fisher going to come back with that Achilles injury?
Yep.
And is Mitchell Schwartz coming back? Because, Skip, I don't care who you got at quarterback.
Yep.
Without those two tackles, you're not doing anything.
It's funny, though. Early on, I thought Clyde Edwards-Helaire was gashing him. He wound up 9 for 64.
But that was in the second half.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything. All the first half rushing came through Mahomes through the scramble.
Yeah. He wound up with Mahomes had 33 yards on scramble.
Yeah.
Not fatal kind of yards.
But Skip, every time he tried to throw a pass, he had almost 500 yards on scramble yards before he threw a pass or he was sacked. Let that sink in.
500 during the...
Yeah, so he was running around.
Yeah.
They was counting up the yards as he's running around.
500. He covered 500 yards.
500 yards,
okay.
yeah, before he threw the ball or was sacked.
Okay.
That's normally what they do on... They keep stats like that, Skip, on when guys are kick returns, the punt return, he's zigzagging. Not the quarterback throwing a pass. That just lets you know he was running for his life.
Yep.
But you, Skip, you knew that was coming.
Yep.
I was just like, you know what? Somebody go hit Tyreek with the peace sign. I don't know when it is, but it's coming.
Yep. So Antoine Winfield Jr., his father obviously was a very good NFL player. I don't know if you played against him.
I'm sure we did, Skip. I'm almost certain we did, because I think we played Minnesota. We played Minnesota in my last year, 2002.
Yep, okay.
We played him, so he would have been there.
So he was a second-round pick. He's 22 years of age. His fellow safety is Jordan Whitehead, who I wasn't sure would be able to play, but he played. He's got a bum shoulder, which didn't seem to come into play. He could still run. Those two safety, he's 23. So you got a 22-year-old and a 23-year-old playing cover two, and they're coming of age right before your eyes because Antoine...
Jamel Dean might not be but like 24, 25. Carlton Davis like 24, 25.
They're 24 and 24. Yeah. Okay, so it's a very young secondary that is growing up. It grew up last night right before it got torched again and again during the regular season. All the way up to the game at Atlanta coming out of the bye. In the first half, Matt Ryan threw for 239 in the first half.
They might be a situation, Skip, where they might be systems guys. I would be very careful of those guys signing them, giving them big money in free agency. Because if I don't have pressure, if I can't get immense pressure, can they hold up on the back end like that without JPP and Shaq?
Okay, but everybody said on the defense that Antoine Winfield Jr. just took it over and became the quarterback of the defense and the leader of the defense.
He's sudden. He makes big hits. He makes plays. He's always in position. And that's what you need. Skip, it helps.
Who made the play of the game at New Orleans on Jared Cook?
He did.
That was
He
it.
did.
Game turner.
Skip, that's what
stripped him.
It's nice to have a guy that his dad played. And so from a very young age, his dad is teaching him how to read keys and what to look for in down and distance, area of the field, situations. So he understands. He has a unique knowledge, like THT saying that when LeBron is talking to him, I'm absorbing everything because no other 20-year-old is getting that information.
Taylor Horton Tucker.
Right.
Yep.
So he's saying, I'm getting information from my dad that very few people can say, my dad was an NFL corner. My dad did this, and he's giving me all the keys currently what I need to be a better player.
Which is why I don't have any issue with him getting a taunting foul because it was well-timed and message was resent.
Oh, the game was already over.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was. I'd have had a problem with it, Skip, if it's a one-possession ball game and you got backed up, you put your team in a situation, but it's 31-9. There ain't no 20.
And that was fourth down.
Yeah,
so he knocks down the pass, and it's like game over.
Ain't no 23-point plays out there in the NFL, so I don't have a problem with it, and you already know it was going to come. So Hey, you got to eat that one, Tyreek. Mm-hmm. But we'll get them next time.
Yep. Well, will there be a next time?
Oh, they gonna be back. Oh, they be back. They be back.
Tampa Bay's going to be back, but I don't know. Kansas City's got a long mountain to climb.